When you think of ancient Egypt, your brain automatically goes to golden pharaohs, massive pyramids, and unbelievable wealth. And if you were selected to be a royal servant in the pharaoh's court, you'd think you hit the ancient lottery. You got to live in a towering stone palace, eat clean bread, and wear fine linen instead of working yourself to death in the muddy Nile farming fields. But history books hide the fine print. Being chosen as a royal servant wasn't an honor. It was a decorated slow-motion death sentence. The moment you entered the palace walls, your identity was erased. You didn't belong to your family anymore. You didn't even belong to yourself. You were now classified as a living piece of divine property. And in Egypt, when property belongs to a god, it has to follow that god everywhere, even into the dirt. Let's talk about your actual work day. The pharaoh wasn't just a regular king. He was viewed as a physical, living god who kept the sun rising and the Nile flowing. This meant your job required total, absolute perfection. If you were a cupbearer and you accidentally spilled a single drop of wine on the pharaoh's sacred robe, that wasn't just a clumsy mistake. That was considered a direct insult to a cosmic deity. The punishment? Fast, brutal, and very public. You had to walk barefoot on burning stone palace floors, your back constantly bent in a submissive, painful bow. If the royal court moved to a different palace across the scorching desert, you walked the entire distance carrying heavy wooden furniture, royal clothing chests, and cosmetic jars on your shoulders under a 100-degree sun. You ate the dry leftovers, slept on thin reed mats in the dark corners of the stone corridors, and had to pretend every single second of your life that you were completely happy. Because showing any sign of anger or exhaustion in front of the divine family was seen as treason. And then, the day arrives that every royal servant completely dreads. The pharaoh dies. In a normal kingdom, a king's death means a period of national mourning and a new coronation. But in ancient Egypt, for the inner circle of royal servants, it meant your time on earth was officially up. See, the Egyptians truly believed that the afterlife was an exact physical continuation of this life. The pharaoh was going to need his house cleaned, his wine poured, and his clothes washed in the next world too. And since you were classified as his divine property, you had to go with him. This wasn't a choice or a voluntary ritual. It was a mandatory practice known to historians as retainer sacrifice. The moment the pharaoh's heart stopped beating, the elite guards would round up the household staff, the cooks, and the personal servants. You were stripped of your palace duties and prepared for a mass funeral where you would be buried alive right alongside his massive stone sarcophagus. Imagine the absolute, suffocating terror of that final moment. The burial ceremony ends, the high priests exit the chamber, and the massive stone block slabs are slid into place, sealing the entrance forever. Total, pitch-black darkness swallows the room. You are trapped underground, with nothing but a flickering oil lamp, the silent golden sarcophagus of your master, and the heavy, terrifying quiet of a stone mountain. At first, the staff would try to cling to hope, sitting together on the cold, dirt floor. But reality sets in fast. There is no rescue team coming. There is no escape hatch. The air in the burial chamber is highly limited, and with every panicked breath from the group, the oxygen levels plunge. As the oil lamp begins to sputter and die from lack of air, the terrifying realization hits. You aren't just waiting to die. You are slowly, actively suffocating in the dark. To understand how truly inescapable this nightmare was, you have to look at the terrifying genius of Egyptian architecture. The pyramids weren't just massive monuments. They were highly advanced, stone-cold traps designed to lock secrets in forever. The ancient engineers built the inner corridors with massive, sloping tracks holding giant blocks of solid granite. During the pharaoh's funeral, once the priests stepped outside, workers pulled giant wooden levers. This triggered a domino effect, releasing the heavy granite blocks to crash down the sloped tracks like a runaway train. These plugs slammed into the main hallways, completely welding the stone pathways shut. But the engineers didn't stop there. To prevent any grave robbers or desperate survivors from finding a way out, they filled hidden upper chambers with thousands of tons of loose desert sand. When the main doors dropped, it triggered hidden trapdoors that dumped the sand into the tunnels, burying the corridors completely. For thousands of years, these pitch-black stone traps held their breath, completely undisturbed by the passing of time. The sand settled, the empires crumbled, and the world above completely forgot the souls trapped beneath the heavy stone mountain. But fast forward to the modern day, and advanced technology has cracked open the secrets of the pharaohs. When modern archaeologists finally breached the unlooted retainer tombs, they didn't just find gold and treasures. They found a chilling historical reality. Arranged in neat, orderly rows right alongside the great royal sarcophagus were dozens of intact skeletons. Forensic analysis of the bones confirmed the absolute worst. There were no signs of battle or trauma. These people hadn't fought for their lives. The evidence showed they had all passed away at the exact same time from lack of air, captured forever in their final, terrifying positions of eternal service. The towering pyramids still stand today as wonders of human achievement. But beneath the gleaming gold and majestic stone lies a darker truth, a reminder of an era where supreme power demanded the ultimate sacrifice, and eternal loyalty meant entering the dark forever.